Man Talk Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo! Let's get to the topic of the discussion and hit the issues you typically find reluctant. Remove the facade to fill the gap with some substance. We undermining problems, expecting to overcome it. Please hold the applause. We doing it for the cause. People follow culture before they follow the laws. We rather face the friction and not attempt it at all. Persistence will find solutions once our contentment dissolves. There's a hard pill to swallow for anyone breathing, both for folks who stay woke and those who be dreaming. We ain't slaves, yet we still ain't experienced freedom. What we need is the keys to access the kingdom. We're all in this fallen world trying to stay intact. I'm just a beggar, point you out to where the bread is at. So follow the breadcrumbs like Hansel and Gretel. And thank Yogi Bear and the thought engineer for that on Man Talk Monday. It's Man Talk Monday. Woo!
What's up, good people? Welcome back to Man Talk Mondays. It is another Monday. We ready to give y'all the hotness. I'm Derek, the thought engineer, here with my man, comedian John. Yogi, how you feeling tonight, man?
I got hotness.
You got hotness?
I got hotness. We're going to give it to him.
All right. Got that fire.
Got that fire. The Rangers. World Series.
Rangers.
Game 7 tonight. Come on, Rangers. Let's go. Let's go, Rangers. Let's go.
Okay.
I said, let's go.
People pulling for the Rangers tonight. It's all good. It's all good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind everybody, this is Man Talk Mondays. It's an open forum where we give you the rational realities of relationships, but of course, we're doing it from a man's perspective. Now, keep in mind, this is not just for men. We want everybody to join in, men, women, boys, and girls. You good? How you do this? Go into the comment section, leave your comment, leave your question. We can see this, right? So this is how you talk to us, but by all means, pull up a chair, have a sit down. You're going to join the conversation. Let's talk. Let's talk. So holla at your boys tonight.
Pull up a chair now. Pull up a chair, get your ashtray, get you something to smoke on, something to drink on.
I'm glad you finished that off with the ashtray, because I was like, what?
Get your ashtray. Oh, come on.
Talking about go ass. So, okay, we got some Houstonians coming through.
Oh,
It's gonna be a rivalry going on. You know what I'm saying? So I got a quick question before we get into the topic tonight. Quick question. I put this question on the Man Talk page, and people start responding to it. But I just want to get your thoughts on it. So, can a single person, man or woman, can a single person pastor a church?
Yes, they can, but no, they can't.
Okay, clarify.
Yes, they can, but are they gonna have HE double hockey sticks while they trying to do it? Absolutely, because with a man, the women there's gonna be competition for that pastor, and you can't be a regular lay member and now you the first lady trying to tell folks what to do. That ain't gonna work. Now with a woman, see, this is the thing I'm not sure about. If a woman can do it, if you're a guy, do you still shoot action at the pastor? Or do you say, do you put on a cloth and say, or do she have to be with another pastor?
That's a good question. All right, so let's back up. Let's break it down. So, for a man, you can't be single.
Can't be single for no, because the sister's gonna act real bad.
And if you're single, you can't get your wife from the congregation.
No, you can't. You can't use the church for the picking order. You can't choose because automatically when we get to church, I'm a man, okay? So I'm the pastor, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get in and say, who is body and who is flighty?
Rowdy.
So who
is your body?
Well, because you got to pick. Listen, you got to pick of the litter, and contrary to the belief, this don't have nothing to do with God.
Right.
This has nothing to do with God. I get to pick a little, so I'm gonna pick the best thing smoking in the church at that particular time.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Terry Jones says yes, but frowned upon. He said yes, but frowned upon. Listen, there are people who have a gift of singleness, a gift of celibacy, or whatever you want to call it. They don't have to have sex. There are some people.
That's them, though.
Few and far between.
That's them, because I'm pastor. I gotta have some sex. I gotta have some sex.
Okay, Shantae said yes. Okay, Terry says if his wife passed away while he's pastor, it's okay.
Yeah, but see, whoa. Okay, let's see. I almost said something.
So let me jump in real quick. So had a situation like that happen to my dad. My dad was a pastor, and his wife passed away. Now he was kind of juggling women. He's kind of doing a little juggling. So now that the wife passed away, who gonna get the top spot? It's two women. He picks one. He picked the one that was more docile, more easygoing, and the lively one turned all the way up.
Turn over pews and everything.
Oh, brother, it was a huge mess. It was a huge mess behind it. But all that being said, I think for a man needs to get married because the women will be after him too hard. He needs that security, that accountability. He needs somebody to guard him because the temptation, because women playing for that top spot.
How you gonna be kicking it with me at the singles ministry this week, and next week the pastor choose you and you looking down at me?
Bruh.
Oh no, I'm finna tear the church up.
Yeah.
Especially if he ever said anything to me to make me think that I had a chance. I'm tearing the church up.
Oh man, bruh.
Can't do it, man. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Now, for a woman, I'll say this: it's not the same. It's not gonna be the same pressure, and this is why I say that because men are not running for that position of first man, first husband, first man. Men are not running for that position. Women running for that position of first lady, but men are not running for that position of first man or whatever you want to call it. They're not running for that. So I think, like you said, I think she would have to probably marry another pastor. And then if she marries another pastor, churches merge. Who's a pastor?
Well, they co-pastors.
They're co-pastors.
I don't know what. That's something that we made up in the black, church. Co-pastors. We're gonna pastor this thing together. We're gonna put two heads on that monster. But if you a man, women gonna bite, pinch, stab, scratch in order to get to that first lady church.
Oh, bro.
And y'all fooling yourself if you don't think that's so.
Women are very competitive. Terry Jones says they be after them too hard when they are married. Absolutely.
I'm just saying.
And what if the spot is open?
And he's single? Going home at night, laying in his bed.
Bruh. Somebody taking a casserole over there. Some they looking to get rolled when they get there.
You said a casserole.
Oh, man.
They cooking something. Somebody fried some chicken or something.
Bruh. Something. They go. I gotta go see by pastor.
I'm just saying, little son. if they doing that while he married, really y'all gonna tell us that he not gonna have no issues when he's single? Come on, y'all now. Let's be real. Yeah. Listen. If you're gonna pull up a chair, I at least ask that you be honest when you're talking to me. Don't you come and sit in this living room smoking and drinking and lying to
me. No, you absolutely right. Guys, it's gonna be different. Everybody want to be hold equality. We got to be real.
And somebody gonna say,
they don't hit me with that. But if God gives you the grace to do,
boo, it don't have nothing to do with God. Stop it.
Charge to say, just put me over the usher board. I don't want to be first lady because I don't need nobody looking at me coming out of the wine store. She said that position got too much pressure. She don't want all that pressure of having to be the first lady and setting standards for the people and stuff.
Because they look at it, they're gonna look at you like that.
Terry Jones said gizzards in the collection plate. What? Dr. Selena says they try to see about Pastor when he married. Hussies.
I'm just listen. So just let me say this: if they doing that while he's married, can you even imagine what it would be like for him if he was single? Wait. And I'm gonna throw this caveat in there. And he attractive.
Oh, don't be able to actually preach, and look halfway decent.
Don't be slim and kind of tall.
Oh,
it's gonna be
brother.
A fight in the church.
Oh,
I'll
brother.
go down and told y'all.
Oh, brother.
They all in the DMs talking about we need to have a prayer session. But you ain't bring your Bible when you came over there.
In the DMs.
I'm just saying, man.
And listen, y'all women, y'all know women are very treacherous when it come down to competition. And listen, it's all about who gonna do the most to get you.
That part. And then
I done been at the club with I'm dating myself, the Pop the Coochie contest. Pop the Coochie contest.
Oh, I missed that contest. I was at church.
Boy, please. I'll back in the day. That's how I'm dating myself. I ain't been in the club a long time. But because there was competition, somebody ended up taking their clothes off.
Because I gotta do more than everybody.
I gotta do more than the next person.
Because it's a thong contest, and I gotta do more.
Terry Jones said, and the word became flesh. You ain't lying, brother. You ain't lying. Latasha said, listen, as the former first lady, I'm a post up in the bedroom every night. Y'all ain't sleeping tonight. Okay, I'm done. Man, listen, because one thing about it, when you talk about marriage is a serious thing. It's a serious thing. It can be good. It can be protective and all that type of stuff.
You told me, you told me, now he gonna tell me before we get on. Let me know when you gotta call. He say, hit me like this. I want to table like this. I'm like, I gotta wear my leg out over here.
But
never mind. Go ahead.
Listen, that man passing that church, you know what I'm saying? He gets his wife. All that competition that came before, if he has indulged, he gonna run into some issues. He gonna run into some comparisons, like when Sister Minnie Lee came through here, she did such and such.
Not only that, D, but for every woman that he turns away, he gonna lose another member.
Oh,
and if she has influence, she gonna take those members with her.
Oh, bro, what you talking about?
So again, not to say that he can't do it. I'm just gonna say, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah, for the business at hand. Because what we're talking about tonight, and we want to get into this. What we're talking about tonight, from vows to wows, navigating the no-go zones in marriage. Now, when you get married, and it's statistically is what they say, on average, the average person by the age of 30, the average woman has had about 6 partners.
Lies. Excuse me, I was trying to hold that.
And for the average man, it's about 11 partners. The global average for partners by the age of 30 is 9 people. 9 people. So you go into the marriage, you get married, it's you and your spouse, your sweetie, you know what I'm saying? And y'all, it's time to consummate. It's time to consummate. But you have had other partners. How does that pan out when you've had other partners? How does that work?
Well, how does it work when you've had other partners? Well, now you're used to certain things. As much as we want to turn that on and off in our relationships, we simply can't, because we've stored it away. We've stored it away in our memories, and more importantly, we stored it away in our assets. How about that? I'm gonna say assets. We stored it away. So now a certain thing, we've gotten used to a certain thing that makes us feel good. We've gotten used to a certain thing that, oh yeah, I like it done like this. And you can't, as much as we try to get away from that, if the person that you with can't do it like what you're used to, what you like, there will be issues in the man. There will be issues in the relationship. There will be issues in the relationship.
No, I definitely agree with you. Do you think we do a good job premarital counseling? Do you think we really dig off into that subject good enough?
Listen, let me pick this mic up. Hell no, we don't dig into them. Because you can't. Because I want to marry you. I ain't got you to the altar yet. Listen to me. Look at me. I'm gonna look at this camera. I ain't got you to the altar yet. I have to get you to the altar. So we can't talk about my sexcapades and all that I've done, because I ain't got you to the altar. I ain't told you that I like to be hung upside down by the chandelier. I ain't told you how I like my feet bit on and that big toe bit. I ain't told you all that because I'm trying to get you to marry me. So I can't tell you that. Have you lost your mind? I can't tell you that. I'm a good, wholesome girl that came out of the church. I can't tell you that.
So do we set people up for failure by not really digging off? Because we'll dig off into the finances. We'll dig off into, where the money gonna go. Y'all gonna have a shared account. But when we dig off into that past about these sexual experiences.
I can't tell you I was a hoe. Stop asking me. You remember we said keep your hoe in check?
Right.
That's the part of it. That's control your hoe. You got to.
Yeah.
Because I can't tell you how I was out there in them streets. And let me say this. For every average that people say they have, you can add on 5 more. Because nobody's going to be honest about who they've been with in the past. Nobody wants to brag about it when it becomes marriage time.
Yeah. Cheryl say this is the wife. She says, "I'm sorry, y'all. He missed his meds this morning." He on 10.
Listen, am I lying? Tell me I told one lie. I ain't told now a lie today. Well, I have today, but not now.
Y'all let us know. Any married people out there, how did the sex conversation go in your premarital counseling? And was it sufficient to what you actually encountered in the marriage?
I'm not going to talk about that.
Monique said clearly.
You're not
clearly miss your man.
But you're not going to talk about that, D. We're not going to talk about that. But you know why, D? Because I don't want to know. I don't want to know how the missus, soon to be missus, has been in them streets, and them streets been good to her, and she been good to the streets. I don't want to know that, D. I don't want, and you don't want to know about me, how I've been in the streets. You don't want to know that. So we'll lose that when we're in marriage counseling because we don't want to talk about that. We'll deal with that on the wedding night.
So you say the streets threw a going away party when you decided to get married.
I'm listen. Hey,
we gonna miss
either I'm gonna find out then, I'm gonna find out later.
Yeah. Tasha said, so it's not premarital, it's the couples that aren't being honest. John, that's a question. She says, well, it's not premarital, it's the couples not being honest.
Well, nobody's gonna and maybe I'm tripping, but I just don't know who is gonna tell the truth about their sexual escapades before they're married. I'm just curious. It's funny. I've been married a long time now, and I still to this day don't want to know how many people my wife had been with previously before we got married. I don't want to know that. I didn't want to know it then. 90 years later, I still don't want to know it.
He said 90 years later. But let me just dig into this just a little bit. You don't be honest. Now, it don't matter how they develop this, what they like and what they don't like. But should it be discussed, the likes and dislikes? Even if you don't get into, how you know about that?
Wait a minute.
How you,
How can you get into, I want you to put your finger in here while you're doing this. You can't talk about that. You can't. How you gonna bring that up? You can't bring that up. Then tell me how you gonna bring that up without him. He or she gonna look at you sideways when that man say, "Listen, you take that finger right there with the nail on it, and you jam it up in there."
What has happened here?
Hey, hold on. I'm simply saying.
Okay. No, you're right. You're right.
People are out there. The streets is unkind to you. The streets are unkind to your behind. And because they are, I'm simply saying, how you going to explain whatever freaky thing or kinky thing you like to your spouse? You can't. You cannot.
Dr. Selena says, I wanted to talk about everything. Him, not so much. Lies. But Beth Grayson says, yes, I finally got a break. Latasha says, maybe premarital should be a requirement before getting licensed. You know what? Let me say this. I think premarital needs to happen before the announcements go out. Before you do all of the whole, and I know it's going to take some of the excitement from the engagement, because it's not necessarily a surprise anymore that y'all want to get married. But I think before, because of what that public pressure, once you put it out there, you set all the save the dates out and all this type of stuff. Everybody done seen you all on social media with, getting the ring put on and you, yes, all that type of stuff. And so now everybody like, oh, she's supposed to get married, old boy. And now you get in premarital counseling and you start finding out stuff. And you really probably need to call it off, but you don't want to call it off because you didn't let everybody know, and you done told everybody how your wedding gonna be the bomb, all this type of stuff. It's gonna be lit. Now, I think we put undue pressure on people. And when it comes to the sex conversation, when you get behind them closed doors of marriage, when you get behind, I know they say the marriage bed is undefiled, but here's the thing. When now the discovery starts happening, because what you trying to do don't seem to be really working or satisfied. So you need to have a conversation. Are you going to have a conversation about what I like and what I don't like?
So the worst thing that could happen is you get on your marriage bed and you find out what it takes to satisfy your spouse. You are not into that. D, you need to hear me.
I'm
You need to hear. You don't hear me. You can't, because I'm not into that. So what it takes to satisfy you, now we have a dilemma. We married.
Right. That's why I say this stuff should come up before. Because the same people out of, let me get Monique. Monique says, and sometimes, or back in the day, it was taboo to talk about that. And you didn't want to admit you are still being sexually active during their engagement. Yeah, I get you. Terry Jones says, I never wanted to know my wife's body count. Dr. Selena says, yes, especially if you want to be satisfied. If I can't tell you everything, you don't deserve this tale. Period.
Well, I'm gonna tell you to keep that moving there. Keep that tail moving.
Keep on. Cheryl says, men don't want to know that.
No, we don't want to know that. No, because we want to think that whatever we have is, first of all, we want to think we special when we get it.
Yeah.
And all your kind gonna let us know is, no, we wasn't that special. We were just at the right time at the right place.
Okay. So what if it wasn't a whole bunch of people but that one person was trying to just everything? But Termisha says, non-married person, but people aren't waiting until marriage to have sex. So why assume the two people don't already know what the other likes? Oh,
okay. Well,
she's saying y'all getting down anyway.
Oh, well.
Y'all getting down anyway. Okay, so if people getting down anyway, why once we get married, why now we start having all these problems sexually?
Well, because after I want to say it's I think on the marriage license on the back, It's between 5 and 10 years. I think they stop having. They have to stop having sex with you after 5 and 10 years.
The clause.
I think it's a clause on the back on the barrel. Like I'm pretty sure that I've heard somebody say, "Well, we married now. I don't have to do that no more."
And see, that's another caveat. Tremesa didn't understand. Listen, sometimes people do the most to get into marriage, and then once they get into marriage, they like, okay, I can pull up now. I to reach the goal. I don't got to do that.
I got a sore throat.
Okay, Weeda Wiley says you also need to make sure the counselor that's doing the premarital counseling knows what they're talking about.
Well, you better tell that pretty quick. Yeah. You better tell whether or not they know what they're talking about pretty quick. Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah. Anthony says, I'm late in the show. Dang. What's good, fella? What's going on, Anthony?
What up?
Dr. Selena says, men don't want to know who or how many, but they should want to know what satisfies their partner. That's why I was saying, not getting into the who, but the what. Don't you think the what should be discussed?
Okay. The what should be discussed as long as it's not something that's too far-fetched. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind choking you or slapping you or knocking you down or cussing you out. I don't mind none of that. I do that regularly anyway. I don't mind none of that. But now when it gets and the problem is never the stuff that everybody do. I don't want you choking me out till the pass out. That ain't the problem with most people. Yeah. But most people have a problem when the stuff gets really, really kinky. That's when people are like, whoa, what in the world? Like Kevin Hart said, I did not know I married a hoe in this house.
Cheryl said it should be based on your comfort level. And so let me ask this. Dr. Selena says, we married. Nothing should be too far-fetched, undefiled. Gonna get into that in just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute. But here's the thing. So you married, right? Is it unfair? Is it unfair to expect your husband, your wife, to do something based on what somebody else used to do to you? Is it unfair for you to expect?
I think so.
Them to do something.
I think it is unfair. I do. I think it is unfair because most of the time when we get in the streets, them people in the streets know what they doing. And most of the time, man, we don't want people as educated as the people in the streets, but we like some of the qualities that they possess. But I want you to come and allow me to teach you, perhaps, at a slower level. But I don't want you as educated and all that because I know this. Understand that it takes time, and you really good at what we're doing. And I don't know if I want. And listen, and I could be a dinosaur. I've been called worse, but I just may be old. Oh, let me say this while I'm doing this. Y'all, please like, share, and subscribe. I am so tripping. I don't even know what time it is, but it's time to like, share, and subscribe. And so like and follow us, like and share this with somebody, because we don't want to be we're trying to do some special things, and we want you guys to be a part of it. Also, our TikTok listeners, like and follow us, because if we get our listeners to a certain amount, then we can go live from there as well. So guys, remember, like, share, and follow us. And now back to from vows to wow, girl, you want all that? Navigating the no-go zones in marriage.
Sarah says, yes, it's unfair to expect what someone else did. Dr. Lena says, why they got to know somebody else did it? Well, how you know about it?
Yes, that part.
Say,
because you like it.
I'd like for you to Z. Okay. All right. Tremesa says, I don't think body counts are to discuss are something to discuss, but what pleases the other should be discussed in advance. During dating, I say what I'm just not ever going to do. Take it or leave it.
See, I can't help but ask.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait a minute. So when you're on a date, you tell them what you're going to do. This is what I do, and I do this to the full, and this is what I'm really not going to do. Well, what if you...
if you're looking for this,
you know what I'm saying?
Boy, you ain't never... But that, nah, bro.
No, I'm tripping because I'm like, what if you really digging the guy? Because we make conceptions for people all the time that we say, man, I'm really digging this guy. I really am, man. This looks promising. And you mean to tell me you gonna let something like sex, regardless of what it is, stop you from being happy in your marriage?
Remember, rules are for people we don't like. Rules are for people we don't like. When we like somebody, I heard somebody say something. They asked this guy one time, they said, do you don't care about lying to girls? He said, no, I don't worry about it. He says, because really, if they really like me, they'll lie to themselves. That's what he said, bro. I was like, ooh, but he ain't lying to.
Because rules are for people that we like. Okay, I ain't got nothing else going.
Right. Now, if nobody else but you. Anthony says, very unfair. You should have stayed with the one with all the magic tricks. Apparently, something they didn't do overrode what they did do.
Well, see, let me help out Anthony. Can I help out Anthony right here?
Help him out.
Anthony, the only way you get as good as you do doing what you was doing is you got to have practice. And oftentimes it takes more practice than what that mate is willing to give sometimes. So you got to go out to other places and get you some practice in. And practice means I'm unfaithful sometimes. And so you got to put up with me being unfaithful and get it when you can and get in. But that normally that's not enough to make you stay with us. Because oftentimes when I'm really good in bed, I ain't worth a damn out of it.
Oh boy, that's why all your time and energy went to. That thing be sitting on the charger.
Sit on charger
all day waiting on you. Weeda Wiley says, if you want a man to do what the other man did, watch porn together. Oh wow. And suggest that you would like to try that certain thing. Oh, so you trying to pull a fast one. I see what you you just did.
I don't even know.
I see what you just did. She said you gonna blame it on the porn. But
yeah,
but really
do it like this, like
Jimmy Ray. Jimmy Ray, Lord have mercy.
Like, you see how he doing that? You see how he doing that? No, I don't think so, I don't think so.
And that's another thing. Do you want to introduce stuff like porn to your marriage? When you know what I'm saying? Do you want to introduce that type of stuff?
Whatever you let in their bedroom gonna stay in there most likely.
That stuff on TV ain't real, bro. They are actors. Tramisa says, no, I don't discuss what I do. That's inappropriate, but I do say I'm never going to XYZ. I don't feel like married means throw my morals out the window. Never let a man, husband included, lead me to jail or hell. Remember what we said, though? It said the marriage bed is undefiled. Now, we ain't talk about trying it out beforehand. We talk about what's the expectation once you actually get married. That's what we talking about. Now, he check off all the boxes, right? Right? He responsible. He got a great job, great career, money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? He look what's like you want him to look, all this type of stuff. He really cares about you. He's all for you. And he shut everything down for you.
And she going to jail and hell. Matter of fact, put on the bus by the front door because she want to make sure she don't miss her stop because she going.
And you get in there and he said, you know what? For me, do you think?
I normally don't do this, but for you, I think I'm gonna do it this time. Listen, don't tell nobody because I got an image I got to keep up. But for you, I believe I'm gonna do this.
Ain't telling nobody.
That's your
on school days. Baby, if you don't scream, my show won't hurt.
I ain't telling nobody.
Anthony says, practice in my Iverson voice.
Just saying, everybody got to have practice. You don't get that good without practice, man.
Cyril says, why not explore with your mate rather than practice? And you know what? It's a funny, that's based on what Cheryl just said. It's funny how weird we are about sex in marriage. We married now. We married now, but we act like shameful teenagers about the subject about, hey,
now you don't
that
remember
thing
this.
I ain't really remember this.
Mike said this stuff. Pastor Mike said
Pastor Mike, yeah.
Pastor Mike said he wants to be his wife's, did he say dream or he said something to a fantasy. And I thought,
yeah.
I don't know if I want to be that. but he said he don't, because he don't want nobody, for her to put nobody in the place that he should be in.
Yeah.
So is the bed as undefiled as we make it out to be?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can we get in there and be as freaky as we want to be?
So if you're not having a conversation and your partner is not doing the thing that you like, to what degree do you suppress for the sake of your partner, for the sake of their feelings, for the sake of just being, to what level do you suppress your real, true appetite so that everything else will go smoothly?
Now, let me say this. I think that's a really good question, but I also think though that we have to take a picture of where we are in the marriage, and because sex, I believe sex plays way bigger role than it's supposed to actually play in. I think we make sex really, really vital when it's a small percentage of our actual marriage. Right. We only spend out of a 24-hour day, a 24-hour day, we spend only gonna have sex. I'm being gracious, 30 minutes out of 24-hour day.
Yeah.
And I think we tend to make that out like we in the bed 6 hours, and we not.
Right.
I just think we give too much validity to.
We put a lot of weight on it.
Well,
we put a lot of weight on.
I'm saying 30 minutes, and I gave you extra 15 to 20.
Got the spot, you know what I'm saying? I spotted you.
I'm just saying I'm trying to be as honest as I can and say, man, I just think sometimes we put too much on the little time that we spend together in bed. Because listen, after we've been married a couple of times, it's hit or miss most of the time with sex anyway.
Yeah. Listen, this conversation hot, man. Y'all need to, I know y'all know some people that need to hear this conversation, to jump in this conversation. Go ahead and call them. Say, hey, y'all go and check out Man Talk Monday. Go and do all that. Teresa says, so if you're married and he wants to bring in another woman, and I'm not into that, well, I'm supposed to be down.
Teresa, we already knew you wasn't into that. Most women not gonna be into that anyway, just like most men not. No, Derek asked me a question today. Unfortunately, me and Derek talk most of the time during the day, and he asked me something today, and I thought it kind of really took me back and made me think about it. He said, if you can't satisfy your wife with heart problems and medicines and all that, would you consider bringing somebody else in to say, hey, honey, I can't do like I used to. I can't beat my chest and be King Kong like I used to. I'll give you the permission to seek satisfaction outside of the marriage. And I must admit, it kind of threw me because most men over 50, between 45 and 55 start having issues with their bodies, and most of us on high blood pressure. And most of the time, high blood pressure medicine affects your stamina, and it also affects your Johnson, your Willie. Your Willie style.
Your little Willie ain't walking no more.
Your Willie ain't walking. No, it ain't walking no more. It ain't walking no more. And man, this I mean this with everything in me. It is so disheartening sometimes when you wanting to. This is what I've heard. A friend of mine told me. It's so disheartening sometimes.
I mean, laugh to myself.
It's so disheartening one time when you really want to do something and your body is saying, nah, we good. We chilling tonight.
And let's be real. Let me get Teresa says, or vice versa. The wife wants to bring in another man. Would y'all be down? And that's what we just saying.
That's what we're talking about.
If he functioning, he ain't going over there. He ain't going over there. No, he ain't going.
And if he not functioning, he might consider it. We talked to a woman who said her husband was down, and after she go out in the streets and they beat her to a pulp, she said she crawled back home and get in the bed with her husband and lay up next to him and they cuddle. And I was like, you lying. Remember the lady? Remember that?
Yeah. I remember that. I remember that.
But as for me, you might as well stab me. You can stab me, kill me, bite me, pinch me, because I'm not gonna be no more.
Monique was part of that conversation. It was in the room that she used to have. She says the woman on Clubhouse started her husband. Stated her husband did that very thing for her. I didn't agree, but she stated that, and she jumped out that room because we was about to run her through the ringer.
I was finna kill her.
Because she was lying.
I was finna get yes.
Because we was trying to tell her your husband is slowly dying. He is it is killing him.
Yes.
It is, and she had convinced herself that God was fine with it. Everything is good, everything is fine. It's like, nah, your husband is dying inside. You know what I'm saying? Because, like John said, men go through health problems the older we get. Now, granted, yes, we need to take better care of our health. We absolutely do. And most times when you understand what's at stake, you start
doing better.
Hey, doctor say you gonna die. Mm-hmm. We don't care.
Hey,
doctor say
I'm gonna do you one better. I'm looking at Lunel on the comedian, and she said it's either high blood pressure medicine or it's Viagra. She said, Viagra. She said, one of them gonna keep you alive, and the other one gonna perhaps kill you. But what we gonna do 10 out of 10 times, we gonna take the Viagra.
Gonna go out like a champ.
Every time.
We do not care about it. When it comes down to that function, all bets off.
Yeah.
All bets off.
You're right.
Monique said you must communicate. Now in marriage, we have to talk and get an understanding. If not, things will fester and become worse. And see, that's the thing we're trying to avoid. How do we have these conversations? How do we approach this so we can move past that and actually stay married and keep the marriage healthy and everything? Beth say, no pass for me. So we gotta do a better job of having the talks. Like I said, in marriage, we shouldn't be shy or sheepish about having these conversations. But, like we said, we had them conversations.
We had that conversation.
Them conversations. We did a 3-part series. We
got to stop them conversations.
We did a 3-part series. Y'all need to go back and check it out. We actually talked to a urologist and everything. Mm-hmm. But this is a serious issue in marriage.
A neurologist.
Urologist.
No, it's a neurologist.
Neurologist nerves.
Yeah, them nuts nerves. Nuts.
Oh my God.
We need to change that name. Neurologist.
Sure, we gotta check his dosage, make sure it's right, because we can take it back to the Anthony say, if you're in love with them, not just love them, you'll suppress it. Supposed to sacrifice for each other, right? And nope, you, John and Derek. And nope to you, John and Derek. If it don't work no more, call me the $1 million man. I'm going by. He tried everything. He pulling out all the stops. Absolutely, dude. That's depth.
No,
that's a depth sentence to a man. That's a depth sentence to a man. Weeda says, did y'all know that lots of women that have been with their mate for years, fake orgasm, and some have never, but they keep quiet to protect their spouse's feelings? Well, yeah, they know. We know.
Well,
we know.
No.
Yeah, no, bro. Yeah, we don't care. By the time you that far into it, you don't care. You don't care.
Fake, I can't. I just can't. You know what? I can't even do the show no more.
Oh. Elvis has left the building. Anthony said, John, wow. Cheryl says, there is nothing extra that needs to be done, but the act of sex isn't the total package. It doesn't start in the bedroom. It's intimacy. That's the glue.
See, somebody
brewing in their brain right now. Something is brewing in their brain.
Always say something.
Tremisa said, "What is wrong with John tonight?" He's in rare form.
I'm simply saying, y'all see, I'm trying to make y'all understand. I'm trying to make y'all understand, guys, that man, this is very important. Oh, you think guys don't want to fulfill all your needs and wants in and outside of the bed? Absolutely they do. But again, it's
not the cry face. Not the cry face.
It's tough, y'all. It's tough. We on the men's. Say it's hard out here for a limp. Dude, I have created a monster on this show, y'all.
My bad. But listen, I get the suppression, and it's definitely sacrifices that have to be made. But especially if there's something actually going on physical, you need to check it out, because Dr. Brandeis, the urologist we brought on, he said if you're having problems, I'm talking to men, if you're having problems down there, right, especially with blood flow, he said it's a precursor for a problem with the heart. He said because the blood vessels down there and the blood vessels in the heart, they're about the same size. So he said, so if you had that problem, he said it's indicative of something that can happen on that ticker, and you don't want that. Weeda says, a lady shared with me she was a virgin until she was married, had 3 kids, and had never had an orgasm until they divorced.
Oh no. What?
Oh, she said, Derek, trust me, they don't know if a woman fake an orgasm.
Wait, why?
So man, you like,
oh,
you putting out.
He like this. Girl, if you don't quit playing, with me.
That's love, though, right? That's love.
I'm in the bathroom. You sit there. Girl, I've been gone 5 minutes. What are you doing?
Say OMG, John.
Girl,
put that record out there.
Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I'm tired now.
I'm weak.
I'm tired now. I'm trying to fool with y'all tonight now.
Listen. Monique says right, Miss Weeder, because some women are embarrassed or don't want to upset their spouse because they take it personally. Yeah, take it personally. And it's a killer.
Yes, it is.
And hey man, I'm just, nah, D, you did not. He says, I'm putting stilts on it.
A song, man. A song. Tie that book in a knot. A song. Y'all playing, man. This is not a game out here. This is not a game we playing.
Mika say the show is so good tonight, but I believe something is really wrong with John. I have laughed out loud too many times.
Y'all playing. This ain't no game right here, man. This ain't no game.
No. We just said if a woman has an odor down there, will y'all tell her, oh, we married? Like, babe. Yeah.
You tell her?
You ain't gonna say that?
I think you got to. Cause it's like you in the room to like, is that me in here? What's going on in here?
What's with the smacking, man? What's with the smacking? You ain't sniffing, you smacking? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Is that me?
Yeah, he got me showing out with it. He got me showing out. My bad. It's infectious tonight. I guess we should be talking about infections with
I'm just saying.
sex. Teresa says women fake it all the time. But do men marry women that don't satisfy them like the streets did? Yeah. A man will take peace
Oh man,
he'll take peace over a beast. Yes, he will.
Yeah, now there you are absolutely right, because the streets can be really good to you, but the streets don't love you back. Yeah. And what we're looking for is somebody to love us back. The streets will turn you upside down, inside out. I remember one time, but anyway, like I said, the streets won't. I heard a friend of mine told me. I heard the streets won't love you back.
Your friend me in some stuff, boy.
Boy, what you saying?
Monique said, "Is that catfish?" See, you just started. You got the people tripping now, man. You got the people tripping now. You got the people tripping now. Listen, you should want to take care of yourself anyway.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
You want to be right, but
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
We're having some fun tonight. We're having some fun tonight, but it is an issue. It is an issue. And most people, because clearly it's not the number one reason why people get divorced. So it's not, you know.
Oh no, it's fun.
But
you know what? That surpasses money. Money surpasses. I think sex might be right on the heels of being number 2.
Oh, bro. I just say, oh my God. I will fake a seizure in a minute if it stinks. Oh my God. That's why we keep the yoni fresh. You better keep it fresh.
Well,
be considerate.
Everybody needs to be washing like they're supposed to.
Right.
You don't want to get in there and smell like is that aroma that's running through here. Everybody need to be as fresh as they can be.
Right. You depressed or something? What, you got taking care of yourself? What's going on?
Smell like that towel that's behind the dryer.
And the meal dude near there.
Like, please stop. Please.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I hope y'all having fun. We having fun. I hope y'all having fun too. But here's the thing. You gotta be aware of the appetites. These are appetites. And appetites are learned. Appetites are learned. Now the desires are natural, but appetites are learned. Right? So we have a desire for sex. Every sexual being has a desire for sex, but the appetite, what I like and don't like, that is a learned behavior. And they said people who have the least amount of partners going into a marriage, they tend to last longer than people who've had several partners before marriage.
I can believe that. Because once you get in there with somebody and and they're like, oh my God. Ain't no coming back from that. Once you holler out loud, ain't no coming back from that. You can't just go back to regular.
What can you expect? Is it fair to expect your wife or your husband to do you like the streets did? Because it was no holds barred. It was wild, bro.
You right. I shouldn't expect that. You right. You know what? I'm mad that I even expected that. I'm sorry, y'all, because I shouldn't have expected it. But you wanted just a little bit. You like, can I just get a dab of that? That was in them scores. Listen, everybody know the streets don't play fair at all.
Nah, bro.
The streets be trying to turn you every which way but loose. And you want to dash, you want to be able to sprinkle a little bit in your bed, in your bed when you married. You don't want to turn it.
You said lady in the streets.
A beast in the sheets.
Beast in the sheets. Yeah. Anthony said she better be cleaning and eating pineapples at all times. You say you just come home with about 4 or 5 pineapples. You can send a message on. Monique says, sex is definitely number 2. There's nothing wrong with a healthy sex appetite, especially in marriage. No. But is it a real clear? I guess, is it fair to expect you knock it out the park all the time?
That's not realistic though.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan didn't score 40 every night. He had 20 and 18 and 15 some nights.
Right.
He had a 2-minute though one night. That's my friend that said. My friend.
We gotta bring a friend on the show one day.
He's too bashful. He don't want to go out there.
I get it.
I'm just saying, man, we human.
Yeah.
We human, and we gotta be careful of the standard the sexual standard that we set. Because oftentimes that'll be the standard that we get hung with.
Yeah. And be careful how you handle, and I'm talking to wives, be careful how you handle your husband. Be careful how you handle, because wives have no problem being critical. They have no problem being critical. And some things that you are critical about, it's nothing to you, but it's huge to them. I tell people, you wonder why that man won't talk to you when you sit down. But when y'all just standing around, or you pass by him in the kitchen or something like that, you pat his stomach and be like, You can't do that. You got to be that diligent about being mindful about what you say and how you handle. Listen, men are very careful all the time with women. We're very careful all the time. And you got to be careful too. So if you say something crazy out the way, it may be a joke in passing, but he takes it serious. He takes it serious, and he could be going through and not say nothing. A lot of men suffer in silence, and men are having problems. When you listen to sports radio, you watch anything that men typically watch any amount of time, look at what the commercials are. You get 2 to 3 main commercials. You get ED commercials. You get divorce commercials. That's typically what you have when you watching the sports shows. Listen to sports radio, watching sports shows. It's just load of testosterone. This will help you. If you got ED, this will help you. Or it's got something to do with divorce. So that tells you that men are going through. I'm talking about, because we are in a health crisis, absolutely, and people are aware of that. But it's affecting what's happening in the marriage, in the bed. It is affecting that. And we gotta be talking, we gotta be mindful of it.
Final thoughts. Well, my final thought for this evening, guys, is it fair to bring unwarranted expectations into the bedroom? No, it's not fair. First of all, that the person who gave you those expectations, they don't work a job and a half trying to. They're not going through life with you. They're not picking up the kids from school. They're not getting up in the morning, staying up late. They're not doing a lot of the things. I think our past should be just what it is. I think it should be our past. It should be like when you belong to the streets. And once you belong to a marriage, I think marriage should be. I think you should put your hoe up. Look, hey, put it up. It's gone. You're married now. Put that up. Control your hoe. We're going back again. Control your hoe, y'all. That's my final thought. Thank y'all.
So I guess they'll be retire your hoe. Retire. Just go ahead and retire.
Yes, retire. There you go. Tell her to sit down somewhere.
Bring out the gold watch and everything. But listen, life is about appetites. If you've introduced something to yourself that you now have grown accustomed to, you like, then you have to be honest with the person. If you're not going to control yourself, if you're going to complain or get an attitude, you know how people have them passive attitudes about, and you're not telling the person what the issue is, you need to actually have this conversation with them and talk to them about what's going on with you. And then your expectations, you have to manage, right? The Bible says for better, for worse, sickness and health, for rich, for poor. It's given those conditions because the opportunity for those different extremes to happen in a marriage is likely. And that includes what happens in the bed. So both people have to be understanding. If you with somebody, 9 times out of 10, they had somebody before you. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. Move accordingly. Be wise about how you approach these situations. By all means, let's talk and get to a healthy place sexually in marriage. And that's my final thoughts.
Unless you had somebody like John Coffey, them dudes that be in there that
you ain't no good.
You ain't no more good. You keep that moving. Keep that moving.
Don't you? No. Okay. We got to go. All right. Anthony said, great show, guys. Thank you. Thanks,
Anthony. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Monique says, as always, great show. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Pia is laughing. Andre, Tremisha, listen, everybody. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. We definitely appreciate the love. Let somebody else know about us.
Without know you, it ain't us.
Right. We appreciate our kinfolk that come through.
Absolutely.
Kinfolk come through, had a conversation with us. We appreciate y'all.
Y'all put your chairs up and clean up out yourself, the ashtray, get the cigarette butts up in the beer bottles out the flow before y'all leave.
Yeah, kinfolk, share this out, kinfolk. You'll come through, sit down and have a talk with us, share this out. Nigga says, great show, John. Seek help.
I'm gonna take my meds next week.
We're gonna get him looked after right after this. We appreciate y'all. Come back next week, gonna have more for you. We'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Y'all be good.
Y'all be blessed.